Okay, hey guys, sorry, I know I am really late on uploading, about a good 2, almost 3 weeks, probably. I think this makes my third week, almost my third week of not uploading. I'm really sorry, I've had a lot going on, school started back up. We just finished our first 9 weeks. I got sick last week, so there was no way I could have recorded last week. Because if this tells you guys anything, I literally ended up laying in bed all last week. The week before last week, I was trying to make sure I had all my work done before our 9 weeks ended. So I've had a lot going on. This also might be my last upload for just a little bit because I don't have anything else I can really upload at the time. Unless you guys want some reviews of some figures I have that I just haven't done reviews on. Which I've got about one-ish. Yeah, about like one that would really be relevant. 1 or 2. I've got about 2, actually. So if you guys want to see those, I can do that. And I'll probably end up posting those. Regardless, just so that way my channel's not having content uploaded. Sorry about the whole rant though. I just want to let everyone who's still subbed and everything know where I was, and if this is your first video of mine, hi, welcome to the channel. I post very inconsistently, but I digress. I wanted to customize my Super Shadow so he looked more like how he did in the movie. Well, close enough to what I could get him to look like in the movie. And the reason I was going through with the orange was because I didn't have a red or like that light pink color they gave him in the movie for in between his quills. So I wanted to make sure you could still see a lot of his quills and make them pop, which is why I'm going through and rubbing all that extra paint off so that way there's not just a lot of like globs of orange on there. I'm pretty sure I started out the video starting with like the red part of his quills. I'm pretty sure. But yeah. So I really did want to make him look more like the movie, and I ended up, fun fact, after I finished recording, I had to go do the hair dryer method to get his head back on because his neck, I was afraid I was going to break his neck, like ball joint, and I didn't want to do that. So I ended up touching up the red on his arms first, so that way I wouldn't have to worry about it later. And then I moved his arms up so that way I could get the red parts on his leg and not worry about accidentally getting the glove. And then I was looking at his shoes because I thought they put him on the wrong feet. Because if you look at the bottom, they look very different than where they should be. Oh, I was scooting my chair up here. I ultimately ended up deciding to try a little bit of red, and I just ultimately ended up liking the orange better. Because I thought it looked less, I don't know what the word is, like less, made it not stand out as much. There we go. And then I did like I did on my previous shadow, where I took a light blue and put some on his chest fur, so that way all like the little individual tufts and everything popped. And then I went through like I did on the other one, where I made his shoes have a nice metallic red shine to them using my metallic red paint you can see in the back, because for some reason they just didn't put metallic paint on the red parts of his shoes. least I think it's supposed to be, like, metal. And then I went through with my gold finish and applied it to his head because I didn't want to try and get, like, near his chest fluff and everything and mess up any joints on the body. Because last time I did that, it was with Supersonic, and it's made some of his joints kind of stiff. And I didn't want to risk damaging the joints, considering I spent $25 on him, which was $10 over retail, but I digress. And then I went through like I did on my other movie Shadow, base movie Shadow, and put the black in his shoes because I think it's nice. Granted, I know it's not accurate, but I think it looks better. It kind of gives his shoes more depth, in my opinion. So it makes them look really nice. And then I was gonna go through and paint the shoes all black, and then I was like, well, they already, well, not all black, but like the black part's a slightly darker black. And then I was like, never mind, that might end up messing up the paint on the white. So now I went through with my gold finish and I put it on his boot inhibitors, because I was really scared I was gonna mess up the gloves if I did it up any higher on his arm inhibitors. And yeah, so I ultimately let the first shoe dry and then did the second one. And as you guys can tell on the back, I did get a new desk. I like this desk a lot more. It gives me a lot more space, and I don't feel nearly as crammed. But I do intend at some point to hopefully upload more. Once I can get my hands on some more figures and stuff, because where I was working just stopped giving me hours. So, as you guys know, no money means I can't post anything. So, I'm just kind of waiting for that, and I'm not going to complain too much about that. But, and then I went through with my Mod Podge, there we go, and put it on the head, and then I wanted to take the body apart so that way I didn't risk getting orange paint stuck in any joints, and then I just ultimately said whatever. So I lightly dabbed some orange paint down on the pelvic area first, then the legs, and then I tried to be as careful as I could up by the chest fur, because I didn't want to get any like stuck on the white. And then I did his arms, and then you can see where, yeah, and I ultimately had to do that. And then here's the back roll, and I'm gonna let the back roll play out. And thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys have a wonderful Sunday, and I will hopefully see you guys soon. Bye guys, and thank you for watching.